What's up, people, and welcome back to the channel. This is SJ's Corner. Today, we're going to be taking a closer look at the performance by Justin Jefferson against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks got a couple of stud DBs in Julian Love and Tyreek Woolen, which kind of makes this performance by JJ very impressive. He went for 10 catches, 144 yards, and 2 touchdowns. After seeing this film, he wasn't cooking them a lot, but he seems to find a way to keep making plays. And it's just interesting to watch where it's like, okay, you're not getting as open, but you still find a way to help your team get the W you get. Before we get into the video, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, give me a like. And by the end of the video, I want you to leave me a comment on what you think about the video. Let me know if there's something I've missed. And of course, share the video to someone you think will find this interesting and informative. So, without further ado, let's get right back into the video. First clip, we're going to start here with Jordan Addison, you get. And yeah, it's not a tape about him, but it's a beautiful route, so I can't leave it out. It's a comeback here. You're going to see he's going to do a great job of hitting the split release. And right here, he's going to peek back at the quarterback. You can see his eyes right there. And he's going to drop his hips aggressively and work back towards the ball. Great catch. Nice little move, get some yards after the catch. Next clip here, Justin doesn't get a target quite yet, but you can kind of see him doing a good job of the hezzy. And he's not a big receiver, right? But he does a great job in terms of swatting with his inside arm, making himself available to the quarterback, right? Because Sam Darnold does look towards him just a little bit here. And if he wants him, he has him. Next play here in the red zone, it's like a simple sticks concept. Justin just has to do a good job, which is in terms of coming off the ball really aggressively, seeing that open space, just sitting down right there in the hole and showing his chest plate to the quarterback. He catches this ball. It's a good gain there, I think first and second down. Next play is a similar concept here in terms of Jordan Addison is going to do a great job here. Again, you kind of see the tight end going straight up, kind of sitting in the zone, and Jordan is going to find that huge gap right over the center, turn his chest plate to the quarterback, and catch this ball. I really want you guys to notice, right? They're coming out of center, under center in this play, but notice just how quick the receiver is to recognize this open hole, right? And Sam Darnold, you can watch his eyes here. He goes from right, left, boom, find my target, right? And this is what we're talking about, being sort of like a safety blanket for the quarterback, right? It's nothing it doesn't look that fancy here, but in terms of just understanding your job, getting to the spot that he expects you to be, and you can help yourself by making a lot of easy touchdowns and easy plays for him, and that builds trust, right? Next play here, off coverage against JJ, and it's just a simple in cut. Now, here's one thing, right? It doesn't seem like much, but understanding that the contact is coming here for him, right? And he's going to brace, right? He's catching this, letting him to his body. Even the ball here is leading him away from contact. It's more on his back hip instead of leading him to the contact here. Nice gain, like 7-yard gain on first down. We'll take that all day. You get next play action. Ooh, and now you see the Vikings and Justin Jefferson are notorious for hitting you on this over routes on play action. You get, and DB's always talking about they're not grabbing, they're just being physical. Man, this is you're gonna see a play later in this tape where they throw a bunch of laundry on the field. If you guys don't know what I mean by laundry, penalty flags. But you can clearly see JJ's getting his hip grabbed. These are really long. I think Tyreek is like 6'2". This is Woolen. 6'2", 6'3", a really long DB, fast, athletic. Obviously very physical, as you can see. Using that wingspan, right? And he almost makes a pick on this play. And obviously he's disappointed, but technically that's holding at a minimum. Next play, ooh, you can kind of see, seems like it's an option play for JJ here, but he ends up getting collision by the first DB here. Man, this is what I'm saying. This is a really good secondary. You know, so JJ really has to work hard for every yard he get, and he did a good job of that. But bro, look, sorry, if we go back here, Addison ends up working open, almost like another comeback play, catches the ball, but the DB finishes through the play. You get like they don't give you anything easy, and that's a great play, right? If you're a DB watching this, see how Addison catches the ball, but he's not giving up on that play. So you just gotta respect that. If you're Addison as a receiver, you will try to hold on to that. We know the hit is coming. Here's another play here where Addison is, sorry, if I can just watch here. Addison is, ooh, that's a terrible circle. Let's do that again. Addison is the number 2 receiver here. Okay, and he's going to get collisioned. So this seems like some type of either cover 2 to the field side. So the inside corner, the inside DB is going to collision him and get up to the flats, right, to see what's coming. JJ does a good job of going around him, just finding the hole. And him and Sam Darnold, you're going to see they have really good understanding in terms of when the play doesn't seem perfect, like you draw it on paper, just understanding each other and making a play, right? Finding the open hole in the defense. That's the first down. Here we go. First deep shot of the game goes to Addison. It's a kind of a great route here. The ball's a little bit late. He does a little so he gives him a little 1-2, sits him down, and he gets separation. That's wide open in the NFL. But Darnold, does he have pressure on him here? Let's see. He doesn't. Quite a little bit. He just has enough to throw him off from the defense. So he clutches. He wants to throw it here, but he clutches on it. And that just threw his timing off just enough, right? That could have been a touchdown. Great play again by the DB. Not giving up on that, right? Here we go. And this is the first touchdown of the day from JJ. Apologies, I got a little weird home screen thing going on over there, but we can kind of see it's a simple fade ball, really. Nothing too complicated at all, except it's just doing the basics really well, right? Simple 1-2 step jab. He's going to hold his line, right? As soon as he comes off, he's going to try to, as soon as he comes off the line of scrimmage, he's going to try to create this entire space for the quarterback to drop the ball in, right? And he does a good job of getting that DB on his hip, giving that space towards the sideline. Ball gets dropped in. Touchdown. Right? We're going to see this on the tight line view. Again, nothing too fancy. This is a rope, by the way, by Darnold. But he clears the DB, right? He probably starts somewhere around here. He clears, but he leaves space towards the sideline, right? This is where the quarterbacks are taught to throw the ball towards on that fade. You leave space for him to drop the ball in there, and it's a frozen rope. We make the catch over the shoulder. Great play. Great execution all around. Yeah. And next play, let's see. So again, you can clearly see, right? These DBs are playing. Like, they're not out here getting cooked. You're not seeing JJ really getting a lot of separation, but it's that feel again between him and Sam Darnold, right? This is supposed to be a slant. That's cooked, right? Sam Darnold is ready to throw the ball now, but JJ is not open. So guess what? We're going to try to make a play, right? JJ has his eye on the quarterback. He sees the quarterback is vacating towards his right side, and he's going to start drifting back this way, right? This part has been locked off, so let's go find a way to make a play. Not everything's going to be perfect. Sometimes they're going to win as well. They get paid too. They're really good players. Turns into like a whip bang route. And JJ's talking to smack. You get And the cornerback is there thinking, it's like, damn, bro, I just did a good job of pressing the living daylight out of him. I got him on the slant, but quarterback has too much time. They're on the same page. They make a play, right? Here's another one. Like, what else can the DB do at this stage? He's right there. He's right there. It's a comeback route. JJ does a decent job of the release, but I would kind of like him, and I don't know the timing of their offense, obviously, but it's always ideal if we can build a lot of speed going towards vertical, right? Just like we saw Addison do earlier, just so we can get their hips trying to guard that fade ball, and you can kind of see it again. He has extra help from the safety, and that kind of lets him be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the low stuff and guarding it, because when you have help over top, right? Especially it looks like 2-man under. So 2-man under, basically you have 2 safeties over top guarding deep, and everyone's in man coverage. Okay, there seems to be one free defender here. Maybe he's checking for the RB, right? But when they have deep help, generally they can be more aggressive and sit down low on anything that's short. And here again, that's not wide open, but Sam Darnold does a great job of throwing that ball right on his outside shoulder. And like, what can the DB do? And yeah, JJ is not that open, but he does a good job, right, of shielding the defender away, right? Say what you can. If we go back a little bit more, right, he's still leaving that space. He's still leaving that space, right, towards the sideline, right? All the space here. I don't know what that is. He's still leaving all the space towards the sideline, just so Darnold can throw this pass. He has somewhere to throw the ball to. What you see happen to a lot of receivers is after they get released and maybe they get collision, right, they will start taking their fade route here towards the sideline where you have no space to break back. But JJ does a good job of keeping this vertical, right, still, and leaving that space for Darnold to make a throw, which he does, right? It's a perfect throw, right? And JJ's still talking. And I'm really asking here, what else could a DB do? He's right there, It's just a great throw, great job shielding the defender by JJ, and it's a first down. And he's talking to the sideline. He's talking to DBs, letting them know he's on it today. You get. Here. If we're looking at JJ right here, I think they get the laundry now, right? Remember that last play I talked to you about how on the play action, the Vikings and JJ are notorious for running this over route. Now they kind of hit a counter. But obviously, they must have talked to the refs because, like, I'm getting held. My hip is getting grabbed on this over route. I can't get open. Next time he does it, there's a flag. You kind of see the flags right there. Multiple flags. But again, it's a great throw by Sam Darnold. Right? This guy's open, but still, look at the location of that pass. Right? I wish I recorded the timeline of, the tight line view of that, just so you guys can see. And one thing that's very evident to me is, like, Sam Darnold is a better quarterback than a lot of people thought. And even though the Vikings drafted J.J. McCarthy in the first round, I don't know. There's going to be some plays that are coming up here. I'm really curious for you guys to let me know. Do you think J.J. McCarthy can make these plays? Because they're impressive, Here we go. Another crossing pattern. Play action again. As always, wide open. Now, there's no really DBs getting hands on him, which is kind of a mistake on this. This is wide open. It's probably the easiest throw of the day. Great catch by JJ. Next play. Here we go. So they're sitting in that zone, right? Let's see. Seems like they're in man lock here to the boundary. And they're playing some type of zone on the on the field side, right? So you got this guy shallow, this guy not necessarily shallow enough, but he's shallow-ish. And then you got this guy got his eyes towards the quarterback, kind of guarding deep as well. But they do a good job. This guy especially does a good job of collisioning Addison, passing him off, and going straight to the end, right? So that's great coverage again. And this is what I'm saying. JJ had 144 yards, but there's not very many. It was like a lot of separation. And maybe that's just, the beast of the NFL. A yard and a half is open when you have a executing a quarterback and receiver. So I wanted to show this because JJ, as you can see here, he's caught being the block man on the bubble screen. And he does a good job of holding because he needs to make a decision between these two defenders, right? So you can see him looking at them, and he's waiting. It's like who's the most threatening? Who's the most threatening? He ends up taking this guy. It's kind of tough on this one because it's 50-50, right? But he thinks this guy is more threatening. He's going to make sure his guy doesn't get blown up, and we're going to get minimal gain. But that's where you have to be very smart, right? As a receiver, being a good teammate, understanding, okay, where do I need to be for my teammate just so I can give him a chance to gain as much yards as possible. This one, he has sort of a... So JJ's right here at the bottom of the screen. This is tough. Oh, yeah, this is 2nd and 7. It looks like. Yeah, 2nd and 7 it looks like. And he has sort of like a break inside towards the corner. Again, this is great coverage, man. Like, that's clamped, right? And Sam Darnold doing a good job of just pulling it down and get what he can. So this time, they bring JJ out of the backfield on this kind of option pattern. Different look for the defense. They get him wide open, getting your best player the ball. He got like, what, 10, 15 yards on that? It's easy money. Here we go, right? I'm showing you this because there's a play coming up that's a ridiculous play by Sam Darnold. This is early on the drive, and he gets cooked, right? Gets hit on the sack. I don't know if they end up getting a penalty on this, but they get a first down. And here we go, right? Similar play. He knows he just got hit. He needs to buy time a little with his feet. He steps up in the pocket. And I'm telling you, JJ is not doing anything special, right? He's just doing the basics really well. And sometimes that's a lot to ask for receivers because sometimes you just need to understand the IQ of the game. And I know this because a lot of time I always run routes, especially when I was a younger guy learning the game, because I only started playing football like grade 10. I always used to run routes like it was on paper. Sometimes you just got to understand how to make a play when there's a play to be made, right? Not everything is exactly how a coach tells you. It looks like a cover 2 defense. JJ releases inside, right? What is this? This Lisa nonsense. Anyways, sort of like a cover 2 defense, right? You got the 2 safeties back here, right? And JJ has a fade, right? He inside releases, but he does a good job of going back to where the open space is, right? Some people will just continue straight on a pattern, not giving the quarterback a space to throw this ball over here. But Sam Darnold, like I spoke about earlier, steps up in the pocket, right? And now you can see JJ fading towards that spot where the open hole is, even though he inside released, right? And I want you to watch where this ball drops. Back hip. The safety has no chance to make a play, right? Just because JJ understands the simple principles of where the cover 2 help is, where the safety is coming from, understanding what the defense is trying to do on a certain coverage. Even though we release inside here, we can go back out, right? Ball on the back hip. Touchdown. It's a hell of a play. right? It looks so basic. I know most of the time as receivers and receiver coaches, we're always drilling, double moves, like, being able to drop your heads violently. Sometimes if you just understand the defense and where you need to be at, you can still cause havoc. And JJ is one of the best skill receivers, right, in the NFL. He can route you up to all that jack, but just by him understanding, he gives himself a chance to make a play and be a game changer. But again, guys, here I'm asking: is JJ McCarthy making this play? Pressure, steps up in the pocket. Your feet's not set. You're running downhill. Throws this ball, back hip. If this ball is anywhere inside here, picked off, or JJ's getting blown up. Look at where the ball hits. Like, I get it. JJ McCarthy just got drafted in the first round. He has the future. Unfortunate injury. But is JJ McCarthy making that play? You get what I'm saying? So that's the situation the Vikings are in right now. But, I mean, again, if you saw JJ creating a lot of separation, I would like to let me know what you're seeing. He still went for 10 catches, 144 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And that's just by basically understanding, right, the defenses, understanding the basics in terms of leaving space towards the sideline, giving his quarterback an opportunity to make a throw, right, and him trusting his ball skills and his hands to go make a play, right? These are really good cornerbacks. And it's not going to be all the time. It's going to be like Devontae Adams last week against the Jaguars when he's going crazy for like over 200 yards or whatever and how many touchdowns, right? And you're rounding people up. Sometimes it just helps by understanding, having a good IQ for defenses, understanding and having chemistry with your quarterback where he needs you to be at, So, yeah, hopefully you guys learned a lot from that. Again, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about that video. Let me know what you think about this video, your feelings towards it, any comments in terms of adjustments or things that I've missed. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm probably going to do the T. Higgins ones because the Bengals versus the Broncos just finished, and it was an insane game. T. Higgins had 3 touchdowns, so be on the lookout for that video. It's coming next up. Appreciate you guys. See you guys on the next one.